Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Yes, this is all my glueless units, and I'm deciding to bring back an old unit back to life. Y'all know me, I am all about saving my coins for high quality. This is one of the units that I made probably like 2 years ago. It was originally black and then I custom colored it 99J. So I decided, because I have been investing back into myself, I did invest into layering courses because that was something that was really difficult for me. So you're gonna see my process when it comes to relayering this unit. It was layered, but it was more so just face framing layers, not necessarily all around. So we just gonna get it together, and then I'll also kind of, while I'm doing this, I also talk about my business as well, as far as like, I know some people are not aware about how Luxury and Beauty LLC came about, and probably someone is out there that may be able to be open to our services, and I just want to make sure everyone is on the same page as well. So just to let y'all know, I have been in business for about 8 years now. Initially, I started in August of 2018 in my bedroom. Honestly, it was me just making glueless wigs, because back then, if you know, when they used to do lace wigs and you was in the hair store doing the lace wigs, yeah, it was kind of crazy how the baby hairs, all of that was crazy. And I knew back then I didn't really have much hair, let alone edges. So I had learned how to make an elastic band and sew it. And then I got into making wigs by hand. Now, years passed. After about 2 years, 2 to 3 years later, I did decide to invest to learn how to make a wig on a sewing machine, which was the hardest thing I've ever learned by myself. I didn't take a course. I actually broke my machine, and a year later end up learning how to use it, which is kind of crazy. Um, but anyways, I digress. I did end up, taking time to learn, and actually, I did end up understanding the process, and YouTube's helped me as well. I know around that time, Erica J, and if you know who's Erica J, then you know. She would talk about different things and share her experience, because she also has videos on how to make a wig on a sewing machine. So that also helped my journey as well. And ever since then, I have been making wigs on a sewing machine. And mind you, these wigs have been through the worst of the worst. I'm still surprised this unit even looks good. Like, as you can see right now, I'm just kind of flat ironing it before I go in and, curl it and everything and cut it. But the quality is still good, and this hair has been through God knows what. And I'm not someone like, don't shame me, but I'm not someone who consistently washes my hair as well. I probably wash it every other 2-3 months, or pretty much when I feel like it. If I feel like there's a lot of, built up oils and, things like that on the hair. But for it to be about 2 years old, it still look decent. So pretty much what you see I'm doing right here is just making sure everything is nice and straight. This was a 5x5 closure and 3 bundles as well. And honestly, it held its bargain. It originally was about 24 inches long. But as you can, later on in the video, you'll see I'll cut it up and everything. But yeah, so I have been making custom wigs for about 8 years. I've also been custom coloring since I was in high school. I always loved playing in color. I used to always play with, High L'Oreal and Revlon and bleach and dyes. That's just always been a part of me. So yes, coloring, we do provide custom coloring services. You can bring your own hair. I do want to also leave a disclaimer. I have good quality hair and my vendors are great. I can only vouch for my experience using my hair versus if you bring your own. And we also provide install, predominantly closures. I'm not a big fan of frontals. I let frontals go. It's just too high maintenance. Not that I can't, install a frontal. It's just more so I realize I want to niche down and just focus on, beginner friendly units, just to help the girls as well as myself. So as you see me doing here, I'm kind of just making sure I cut the hair in a diagonal angle, and then I'm making sure whatever I do to the one side, I do to the other side as well. I did take this, I did purchase multiple course from Little Bit Collections. I appreciate you, girl. I don't know if you ever hear this video or see this video, but 100% worth it. And I've practiced, this is probably my 4th time doing a layering wig. So I'm getting way better than when I first started. So this is just, the beginning, honestly. And eventually I would love to do more, heavy layers. But right now I'm like, let me just do the simple, 180 degree. And then eventually we'll get there. And I think that's something that I've been learning throughout my history of making wigs and styling wigs, is also taking a second to understand, like, I'm relearning and getting better. It's not, I'm not going to learn everything in a day. Even though it has taken me this long, at the end of the day, as long as I'm, willing to learn and, open to investing back into myself, I will continue to grow. So anyone who is also a wig maker, an inspiring wig maker, or even a hairstylist, definitely give yourself grace. I know a lot of times I'm very hard on myself, just because I feel like, you invest time, money into, everything. It's bigger than just, oh, I'm doing a wig. It's, at least for me, I can speak about. But yeah, so I'm doing the method that she mentioned, which is like pretty much the 180 degree, and wherever your hands stop at, you just cut down in that angle. And that's pretty much what I'm doing. And overall, that's what I did all around. You'll see me do. And that's what pretty much I'm doing, making sure everything's, coming together. I did go in on some of them and kind of, fix it. But that's what I'm doing here, as you can see. But like I mentioned also, too, in this journey, I have definitely loved making wigs and getting out my comfort zone. I know this year I've been saying that I want to also make more units, color units. I definitely want to just, be more creative when it comes to wig making. And I also want to focus on units that I know the girls will actually like, versus, I think when I first started making wigs, I would just make wigs because it was like, oh, this is fun and cute and creative, which it has its perks, but at the same time, it's like, also know who your target audience, because at the end of the day, it's harder to sell a wig that, may take longer just because of the style or the color, or not even asking your audience, hey, what do y'all actually want me to make and what are you interested in? Because you can have all the, expertise, or your wig can look flawless, and I've been there where it can take me months for a wig to sell, not because it wasn't a good wig, but because it wasn't strategized properly, and everything. So this is my experience to anyone. Keep in mind, I just want y'all to know, I am a diehard wig maker. This was literally me at 12 a.m. doing this wig. And I already had a full agenda, which is crazy. So in this industry, you really do have to have a love for hair, because it is time consuming. Sometimes it's like, wait, am I doing this right? I just recently joined a wig group. So definitely I'm now kind of finding my community when it comes to this, because before I was just doing it by myself. And not to say I didn't want to connect with no one, but it's hard when, people sometimes have their own motives, or like, you don't know their intentions, if they actually mean well or want to grow together. I'm a girl's girl, so I never gatekeep. I'm always, what's for you is for you. That's my motto, and I've lived by that my whole life. But yeah. Here I go yapping again. But anyways, we're almost done. I'm kind of getting over here, just making sure, like, these are the front layers, which where the hair is going to sit. I'm just cutting through. I do need to buy a new scissor. It was a scissor that's blue. I think it's something Jack. I seen it on Amazon, and the scissor is kind of a bit expensive. I think almost $30-$40. But I need to get that scissor, y'all. That scissor, hopefully I can put that in the caption. Because that scissor, I've heard nothing but great things. I do have YouTube playing in the background as well. So if you see me kind of like, singing and doing hand motions, I promise you it's not ADHD. It's definitely me being motivated. And that's typically what gets me through these long sessions. Is pretty much, having the music in the background, being comfortable. As you can see, I'm in some shorts and my robe and my bonnet. So I get as comfortable as I need to get. Now the fun has arrived, and this is the curling process. Like I mentioned, this is kind of like the hardest one, just because depending on how you curl the hair, the direction, it can make or break your hair. Just to let you know, I am first going to section off the hair, just to make sure everything is going good. Everything is already straightened, so that's one less stress. We've already done the layering and cut the hair, so now we're just gonna curl. And I like to do like not small sections, but like medium sections, just because I am using a big barrel, and this barrel is going to help create that volume look. The bigger the barrier, the bigger the volume. The smaller the barrel, the tighter the curls, just so you're aware. Usually on the bottom, you do curl upwards, if that makes sense. As you can see me doing, I'm pretty much going to be doing that. And then after that, I did have the heat to like 350, 390 degrees. You don't want it too hot because this is the hair that still was processed. So you don't want the hair to burn off, or, the hair change colors because of the heat. So keep that in mind. And then I did use a heat serum before I even put any heating tools. FYI. I did use the Design Essentials, which I am 100% satisfied. So it was definitely on the pricier side, but honestly, it's been great. But yes, just so you're aware. And then I kind of clip in the curls so that the curls can set in. That's what pretty much you're going to see me do throughout the video is go section by section. This is the Paul Mitchell holding spray, and this is just to keep, the hair not crunchy, but more so just like in place, because you want your curls to last as long. I know my curls, usually it could last a day and a half, due to the texture. I don't like to keep curling my hair unless I know like, oh, I'm going somewhere new and I want a fresh curl look. But I also like that curls that just fall into place and looks nice and classy. Just an, FYI. But as you can see, I'm going in. I love this color. It's still vibrant. It's a wine color. It's so cute. And I'm making sure I curl the hair. And even when I feel like, oh, the curl wasn't tight enough, I go right back in and I recurl it. So this is pretty much what I'm doing. And I am going to make another unit similar to this that is going to be for sale. I did say this month I want to come out and make more glueless units ready to ship. I do have about 4 on my website, but I'm going to make about 3. When one will be 99J with layering looks similar to this look. And of course, at the end, you'll see the final production. And then I will also make highlights as well as jet black. Now, if you're kind of hesitant about color hair, that's okay. Well, you can start off with black, 1B, natural black. And then eventually, whenever you're ready, you can come back and I can do the custom color for you. Especially if the hair is from me, then your hair is fine. Because this unit, it took the hair color in about 3 hours, which was perfect. I didn't want it too bright. I know for at least, dark skins, on my behalf, I prefer colors similar to this where it's not too bright. I don't like the cherry pop or red look, just because it's a hit or miss. I know everyone is different. If you do like those colors, that's amazing. I think for me, being that I also work in corporate America, I have to be mindful of what I wear, and it has to be, kind of subtle, not too harsh. So just an FYI. And now we're almost to the top. As you can see, it didn't take that long. And that's the good thing. I try to section out the hair proportionally and not where I'm like doing every other, like, you don't want to do all small pieces. It'll take longer. at the end of the day, when the curls fall, they're gonna all fall in place. So that's pretty much what I'm doing here. I don't know if you guys have questions about curling as well. Hopefully this helps. Also, I know some girls, I've had girls before reach out and say, hey, like I need help with coloring, not coloring, I'm sorry, with curling. And we do have a curling tutorial available on our website, but this one is free, so the choice is yours. Of course, the one that we have available on our website, it is beginner friendly and it goes in depth. Like literally it goes in depth. We also use rollers where you clip, which, that helps with longer curls in place and things like that. So pretty much, yeah, just to help the girls out because I know usually when you get your hair done, whether you go to a salon or you do it yourself and you're like, okay, how do I recurl my hair? How do I fix this to look how, it was looking like before? So just to keep you aware about that. Now, as we're getting more to the top, I'm just curling away from the hair and not, before I was doing from under, if you get what I'm saying. Now I'm actually just curling away towards the top so that can create that like layered look in the front, if you get what I mean. So that's pretty much what you see me doing here. And then I'm going to go in and clip it in. And then making sure the curls and all the heat, they, set in place. And that's what pretty much I'm doing here. This was so satisfying to doing. I love hair. Hair makes me feel like a brand new woman. And at first I was nervous because I was like, dang, this is old hair. Like, I hope this comes out good enough because I know tomorrow I actually have an event called Black Health Connect. And pretty much it's meeting with other health professionals and entrepreneurs and kind of the, bring more awareness. And that's something that I've been having a struggle with. I don't know if anyone is in a season where you feel like you're working so hard, you're investing in yourself and you're like, dang, like nothing's showing and, you're discouraged and it's not necessarily feeling like you're not doing it right probably, but just not feeling like maybe the right people are not seeing it. And I've been feeling like that lately, and it's been taking a mental toll. I've still been showing up even when, sales have been very low this past month. But I also understand, this is bigger than me. This is bigger than now. And, of course, thank God for my good friends for motivating me. And strangers, too, that have reached out to me, as far as, like, motivating me. Because it is I would say, a dirty game, you never know. It's also always having to keep putting yourself out there and things like that. So if you're in that season, you are not alone. Keep showing up. I'm still showing up. And if trust me, it got to go somewhere. But yeah, I'm just making sure I clean this up. I love a clean area. And I gotta be careful because this robe a little tiny. I gotta be mindful. A little slip and that's all it takes. God forbid. But yeah, so pretty much just making sure I get to the top. As you can see, even if you look at the front of the lace, this lace for 2 years, not balding. Like, I don't play with when it comes to customization. I don't know about y'all. I am putting on my wax stick. Once I put my wax stick, I know I'm almost to the top. So that's a good sign. But when I tell you, that's what a luxury and beauty unit should be. Like, you should get your money worth. I know a lot of times we live in a time where people are just like, oh, I would not pay this for this price. And I kid you not, when I was younger in high school, in the beginning of college, before I really got into making wigs, I used to think the same thing. And those Amazon wigs, those cheap wigs, they add up. I'm telling you, you be thinking, oh no, I'm finding a good deal, and the deal got you. Like, now you in a 360 deal, and your wig is literally holding on to a piece of feather after the shedding. And the emotional damage that you experience, it's no bueno. So I take pride into my customization. I do feel like this unit really surprised me, and I still have multiple units that have been here through the time after time, honestly. Um, but yeah, so I definitely recommend, definitely, even if you don't want a wig from me, get a quality wig. Don't even set yourself up. I always tell people, like, I think hair, at least for me, I consider that a crown, and most women or men may think the same way too. Hair can make or break you. You know, first impressions is everything. And you don't have to, do a hairstyle or pay for a hairstyle that you know is out of your budget. No, that's not the thing. But also, there are still good quality hair for affordable prices. There are still, you know, majority of us making wig makers, for instance, we have hair vendors that sell, hair at a reasonable price. So it's not that it's not there. It's more so making sure you kind of do your research into looking for quality hair so that it can last long for you. I'm almost to the front. I'm like, okay, this is where I'm just like, okay, we almost there. I gotta, yeah, get it together. Some parts you'll see me fix the front, but some parts you probably won't, just because how the wig is angled. It kind of helps me to make sure everything is, all in line. So like typically the left side, I have to be on the left side as well, just to make sure the curls are going in the right direction, because the curls in the front should be going behind. And I'm probably not explaining it the best. I kid you not. It should be going away from your face. I think that sounds way better. Yeah, it should be going away from your face. I kid you not. When it comes to the hair terminology, y'all be patient with me. Because it's not easy. And I didn't go to cosmetology school just yet. But that's something that I also will invest in after I get some few things in order. So one thing I want to say about women, I really feel y'all should do is invest in a hot comb. Like bulky wigs, humpy wigs, no bueno. No bueno, no bueno. Get that hot comb. As you can see, I put the wax, use a holding spray, whether it's like an Ebin spray a little bit, and get in that hot comb and get dirty in there. Like you see me, I'm making sure I'm trying to get the crevices. Get dirty in there, because the last thing you want is your wig to look bulky and now you irritated, because now your wig don't feel like how you wanted it to feel like. You know what I'm saying? So get in there, go section by section, and hot comb. Use the thickest part of the hot comb to make sure that heat transfers. Don't just glide the hot comb through. Don't do that. I used to do that and it was barely holding on. No. Literally let it sit and glide for a couple seconds. Because once you see that heat transfer, then you know, okay, I'm doing my big one. And then now I did plug in a new curling iron. This is a thicker barrel, and just because I want the front to be more voluptuous. So this is almost about 2 inches. Not even 1.75 if I'm not mistaken. And then you see me kind of going in and clipping it. I like to use big barrel curls in the front and then medium size in the back. So when it kind of, when they comb out, I know this comb out is going to look so good. I'm more excited than y'all. I kid you not. But let me calm down, because you can't skip the process either. That's another thing I'm learning. You cannot skip the process. So, but yeah, I typically like to use the big barrel. This brand Red, definitely recommend you buy this brand. It gets hot really fast, and it's like only between about almost $40, which is way affordable. I have so many Baby Bliss. I have so many expensive flat irons and curling irons, but This is relatively the cheapest one that I have, and it does the job. Like, I kid you not. I always recommend people get Red. And I started using Red products probably when I was probably like when I was like 25, 24, and it's never steered me wrong. Almost 4 years ago. And I still use it. These curling irons I've had for almost 4 years. Like, I kid you not. And they get the job done. They get hot real quick. On the curling iron, it lets you know when it's green that the heat is there. When it's red, it's still, marinating. It's getting in there. So yes. And then I'm going to go in and kind of fix some of the curls, just to make sure everything is coming and it's smoothing out. Just to make sure, because, some of the curls too, I had realized, because of how I layered and cut it, you might have some hair that might stick out a little bit. But yeah, so this is the finishing look, and it definitely looks good. Just kind of want to show you. And then now I'm going to take out all the pins so we can kind of get this hair in motion and comb it out. We are going to use a wide tooth comb and a skinny comb. The wide tooth comb is primarily for the back, and the small tooth comb is for the front, just so you're aware. And just because we want to keep the curl still, big and wavy in the back, but in the front, we just want to kind of bring more attention to make sure it, sits just right. So that's pretty much. And then we'll go in a little bit to recurl some pieces, just because some of the hair may have a line of that indent. I don't even remember how it's called, indentation. Maybe I'm saying it right or wrong, but yeah. And as you can see, the comb out is coming really nice. I should have put the camera a little bit lower, so I apologize if you don't see the curls, but the curls on the bottom definitely looked good. And then now I'm here with the small tooth comb, and as you can see, it kind of creates that like layer look, and then it still looks like that looks amazing. I'm already happy about the left side. Like, wow, okay, excuse me. The right side, I'm just trying to make sure it comes together. At first, I was kind of just like, I'm not really too much feeling it. I need to add a little bit more love to it. And so I kind of just keep going in to try to mimic the other side as well, just to make sure it looks good. And then I kind of want to fix the back, make sure it's all right. And like I mentioned, I did go in and kind of recurl it because I noticed, like I told you, it wasn't hitting like the other side. I was like, we got to go back in. And definitely, I was like, let me just break it up in sections too, because then the curls can be a bit more, unison and look good. Because the other side definitely looks amazing. I'm going in a couple pieces just to recurl. Don't be scared if you notice okay, your curls didn't come out as you expected. Go back and recurl it. Fix the hair. At the end of the day, you want this unit to look great for your future client, for yourself. You definitely want to make sure you go in and give your all, and make sure everything is coming together. This was when I noticed it was looking way better. I was like, okay, I still wanted to recurl some pieces, just because I felt like the heat didn't kind of curl it as tight as I wanted it to be. So I did go in and kind of recurl it, as you can see. And I'm curling away from the hair as well, not towards the head. So that's pretty much what I'm doing here. I'm happy this hair came out good. It took me about an hour and a half. So it was time consuming, but yet it's rewarding. And y'all, we still haven't made it to the end of the results. That's what I'm really looking forward to, is the end of the results, honestly. We still have to fix the top of the hair as well. So I'm just kind of playing around with the bang. You see how this is what I'm talking about. Look at that. The layering. This came out really good. I like how it's sitting. Like, yes. For old wig, okay. This is giving what I definitely wanted it to give. And then we're gonna also kind of go in, and then check the bottom, make sure everything's on the bottom is flowing together. Like I mentioned, we still have to also fix the top of the hair. I feel like it can be a little bit better. I'm always hard on myself, so just want y'all to be aware. Even though you're probably like, "Oh, the hair is just fine, girl. What you doing?" So this is the look. Look at these. Look at that. I did that. I told y'all look at the layers. This is what I'm talking about. This is a unit. This is a unit. And then I'm going to also show you how it looks on me so you kind of get an image. And here I go. You do have 2 adjustable bands on your glueless unit, so that's pretty much what you see me adjusting, and then now I'm putting it on. It is custom to my head size. Initially, when I made this wig, it was a bit bigger, just because at the time, this wig is 2 years old. At the time, I had used a different lace cap. So obviously now I've changed my vendor. So this fits, my vendor that I have now is way better than this is one of my cap from a old vendor. So just want to FYI. But overall the curl came out good. Look at the layers. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. And mind you, I had face framing layers, but now that I add layers all around, the hair looks way better. And I'm just kind of just messing around, playing with the hair, making sure like I like it to my standard, you know, and I am 100% satisfied. I'm 100% satisfied. And I'm kind of just playing around with the hair, like, okay, do I like it? How it's looking? How I'm feeling? Like, I need to sit a certain way. Like, that's one thing with the units. Position it where you want it to stay. I've had people like, oh, you know, I don't want it too far down my forehead, or I don't want it too far back. You can position however you want. I have a big forehead, so I be positioned a little bit forward. But that's just me. I don't know if anybody else can relate, but that's just me. But overall, like, this came out really good. And I'm so happy that I did invest into that layering course, because I don't think my hair would have came out as good as it looked like this. And being that, mind you, this is an old wig, so I can only imagine when I have a new unit, because one of these, I am going to make another new unit for me. But overall, I was satisfied with this look. I couldn't stop getting at the camera. I was like, yeah, Shay, you did that. From the color to the wig, the customization still, it eats. Like, and it's not too choppy. It's just right for me. And then I also give an enclosed selfie so you can see the lace sits on my skin. So it's no, filter. This is raw, uncut. I'm big on that. Like, I want you to see how it looks. The quality of the hair is still there, as you can see. And I'm just messing around, playing with it. Like, this looks really good. And if you are interested in a custom glueless wig, definitely like, comment, subscribe, and check out our website.